You're a cornerback drafted by the Washington Commanders, a team that wouldn't die last year. I mean, had a fantastic run. You beat Sean Henry's Detroit Lions, who were a Super Bowl favorite, right, before losing to the eventual champion Philadelphia Eagles. What was that run like? What was that run like for you last year?
Winning in the National Football League is very, very hard. Most of the time, you always see the same teams over and over in the playoff because they have a formula to win. And I think last year, with the new coaching staff and the chemistry that was able to build with the teammates and the emergence of Jaden Daniels, like really helped us push through the playoffs and be one game away from the Super Bowl. So that was a memorable season for sure.
Grew up in Montreal. You didn't start out playing football. Maybe you started out playing football, but you played a lot of sports growing up. What did you do growing up?
Hockey. Hockey's the first one. 4 years old. My dad cleared some snow in the backyard, put some water, created like a little ice rink where he can teach me how to play hockey, and then played hockey all the way until I was 14. I mean, I played a little bit of other sports. You know, my mom wanted me to play soccer to kind of like build that team chemistry and all that, but I didn't really fall in love with football, I would say, until I went to high school, where I kind of saw that I had potential because I was like 5'9", 140. So I was like, kind of short for my position. And then the next summer I had a growth spurt and I was 6'3". I think my parents just wanted me to play some sort of sport. They didn't really care too much of like if it had to be like football, basketball, soccer. We're just a sports family. My brother also played Division I football. They just wanted us to play some sport to stay out of trouble, to stay active, and we were going to make it one way or another, either hockey, NFL, NBA, one way or another.
You played football at Ste-Juste, Montreal, right?
Correct.
So at what point did you realize, okay, I'm not just sort of good at this, I can make a career out of it, and not just any career, I can go play in the NFL, the top league in the world?
I would say that moment goes back to 2015 when I did my first football camp in the U.S. It was the coach Jim Harbaugh first year at University of Michigan with the Wolverines. He hosted a 3-day camp for the best high school players in the state of Michigan, actually just in the nation in general. And I went out there with no expectation, you know, young Canadian, just testing his talent against American players. And I ended up impressing him a lot. He was like, kind of remind me of the corner that I coached, Richard Sherman and stuff. And I used to really look up to Richard Sherman from the Seattle Seahawks. And he, after the camp, the third day, he was like, yeah, you showed me enough. We'll offer you a full scholarship. And that kind of started my journey to going to the NFL. Because that was that little, like, you know, stamp of approval, that boost of confidence that I needed as a player.
You're changing uniforms, though. You
Correct.
just signed with Los Angeles Chargers. How did you know your time was done in Washington?
How did I know? I mean, you don't really know because my contract didn't get terminated early, and it's kind of like I played my 4 years for my contract, and after that, free agency happened, and the Chargers were in need of someone like me at that position, and it's kind of like a full circle moment going back to playing for who gave me my first scholarship, which is Coach Jim Harbaugh. I'm looking forward to see what we're going to do with the LA Chargers, another playoff team, ascending team, so it's going to be good this year.
So what's it like for you to pick up your family and move, 5 time zones to the West Coast?
It's a lot. It's a lot in the beginning, but they're my support system. They helped me throughout this whole journey, and I think like behind every great man is a great woman that, you know, supports them and takes sacrifice and all that stuff. And honestly, I think that they'll enjoy the palm trees and the nice sunshine over there. We've been in the cold all life, you know, from Canada to University of Michigan to Minnesota to DC was a little bit better. Now we get some sunshine in LA, you know.
How often do you get back to Montreal?
I try at least to be here like three times, you know, once in the spring, and then twice in the summer. Obviously, I have a few events with my foundation. I try to be present. You know, we're hosting the 4th edition of the Back to Origin football camp that I started back in 2021. That holds about 500, 600 kids every year. And with the emergence of like flag football and the football being in the Olympics, you know, there's a lot more motivation and a lot more enthusiasm from the kids to participate in those camps. So we're hosting that June 28th at my old high school, École Cure-Antoine Labelle. And then we're also hosting a charity golf tournament on the 20th that I'm currently organizing with my partner Joel. That also helps fund and develop all these camps that we're doing. Last year, because of that, we did 3 camps, and I think we had over 1,000 kids. You know, so we're creating a nice little wave of motivation for the kids here in Quebec. You know, to keep playing sports and maybe one day they'll be right next to me in the NFL.
Why are you so implicated in giving back to the youth here?
I felt like we were missing. I missed out on a lot as a kid growing up, just because we didn't have as many Canadians as we have right now in the league. So usually, like, when you reach a certain level, you're able to share your wisdom and information and knowledge with the younger generation. And we didn't really have that growing up. So I kind of felt like there was a need. So I told myself, like, you know, if I do make it pro, I will do my best to share all that wisdom and knowledge with the kids, because that's all they need. You know, they don't need you to walk with them throughout the whole process. They just need to ask you a few questions. How do you do this? How do you do that? Or just see you or ask for a signature. Like this kid, like Benjamin, he's from my hometown, you know, like if he can make it, I can make it too. And that's the kind of vision and dream that I had as a kid. And I was like, you know, if I do make it, I'll do it. I'll give back. And now I'm on the 4th year of doing that, and very successful at doing it, and want to keep doing it all the way until I can't.
As an athlete, do you pay attention to social media? Are you on Twitter? Do you go on Instagram?
I pay attention for what I need to post. Like, you know, if I need to post and share and other stuff, or connect with someone, I do. But in terms of like sitting down and scrolling and looking at everything, like, no, I got other stuff to do. Yeah, I've learned that at a young age. I remember my first year at Washington. I was like one of the very, very promising rookie. Like, I had a great camp and all that stuff. They were like, "Oh my God, whatever." And then my first game in the NFL actually was against the LA Chargers. I had a little bit of a rust time, and then I saw the fans turn on me. And I was like, "Oh, okay. So you love me one day, hate me the other day, whatever." And then after that, I ended up having a great game. My week 2 Thursday night against the Giants. And they came back. They was like, "Oh my God, St-Juste is great." So I was like, okay, cool. So I don't pay too much attention to that. You know, it comes and goes. The emotion changed, and just focus on what needs to be done on the field. That's it.